what is happening, guys? We haven't worked on the short bus in a while, but we got some huge upgrades, not to mention something to pull behind it. We'll find out about that later. But we're going to be putting a camper door on. I've searched the internet and I cannot find anybody that shows you how to put a camper door on a short bus or a regular size bus. So we're going to show you today. We bought this off of eBay. This is a 32 by 72 door, I believe it is. It has a screen door. It's just your normal camper door. Bought this for $450 and it came with keys, latch, and everything. So we're going to take out 700 screws and we're going to see how much we got to trim, or how much we got to adapt the door, the threshold to fit this thing. So let's get her unboxed. So like I said, you can find this on the links down below. Those links can eventually go away. So just let me know if that happens and you're shopping for one of these doors, and I can show you which one. I just put in camper door on eBay and pulled this up. I'm gonna assume
that's holding the door.
I would think so.
Okay,
oh,
that's nice.
That's super nice. And they do come like ding. That's why you're getting them a little cheaper. This one has a little tiny dent right here where I'm rubbing, but I mean, who cares, right? So, get the rest of them out here. Got a couple screws holding it in the top. So, all these screws in the top and bottom was pushing a piece of wood into them. Look at that. So, we got the keys in here and everything. Let's not open it right now, but you can see all you have to do is adapt the threshold to put bolts in here. So, we'll run a thick, bead of silicone when we put this in, and that's it. So our actual, you can see that dent. It's very, I mean, why would they even take that out? Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
It's nothing.
Barely.
We need at least 28-inch threshold wide. So that's 31.5. That's 2 inches shy. So what I'm thinking, 2
inches too big. So we
2 inches too big, yeah. So what I'm thinking is we take this door off here, which it looks like this door, so we'll have to unbolt this hinge here because this is part of this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're going to leave this, but how I want to do it is take a piece of angle iron, let's say 1.5 inch angle iron, bolt here, bolt the angle iron here, and bolt it here. That gives us our width threshold, and we'll do something similar to the
yeah. How high is this?
Yeah, we didn't measure. So height we have 74.5 ish. Let's say 74 because it drops down a little bit. Yeah, 74, let's say.
Okay.
So let's go 73.5. So that means if we put a piece of angle iron
up top
on the bottom, or yeah, up top would be better because it would drop it down. And this is curved.
And if you did the bottom, you have something to trip over, hazard.
Yeah, and this is curved. We just got to figure that out. Might have to take a piece of angle iron. Yeah, sheet metal. Yeah, just a piece in there. So we're gonna get to taking this door off and then we'll get it installed. All right guys, we're gonna stop the video real quick to shout out the sponsor of today's video, Blaster. We've had Blaster in our cabinet since we bought our first set of tools. My dad always had this stuff. You know, if you got a stubborn bolt, Blaster's gonna help you get it out without breaking something or punching the side of your car. Stuff eats through rust like nobody's business. And Blaster's been adding a lot of new products here lately, like their new Surface Shield. This is a rust protectant. You can basically spray this on underside of decks of mowers. You can spray it on your frame. It lasts for 2 years, has no smell to it, so you can do it inside your garage without stinking up the place. And also, it is not harmful for rubber, plastics, glass, or wiring. So if you're spraying the frame of your car, if you live up north, you got a lot of salt in the wintertime, Surface Shield is going to be the best thing and the cheapest way to protect your vehicle from rust. Like I said, lasts for 2 years. You can spray right over fuel pump wiring. Anything under there, it's not going to hurt it. Stuff is amazing. It also sprays smooth. It's not going to leave a lot of peaks and valleys in it. It's going to apply really smooth. We can spray this stuff on our chassis if we don't have time to paint a swing arm or an addition. We can spray this stuff on and it's going to protect us, like I said, for 2 years. This stuff is amazing. So make sure to check out all the Blaster products located in the links below. They have a ton of stuff. They're going to help you get the job done easier, safer, and again, without letting you punch the side of your car from anger from a bolt breaking. So make sure to check out the products. Blaster is amazing. They're going to be in our garage to the end of time. All right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this bracket, and then later we'll remove this whole thing. That's the biggest deal, is this takes up so much room. This is the reason why we're removing it, and this leaks so much. So for one, if you open this or shut this door and latch it, you can't open it from the outside. That's extremely annoying. Every time we're at Windrock or something, that's a problem. So we got 2 or 3 3/8 bolts here. Take off this mechanism, just set it aside. 2 1/2 inches. Okay, we need a wrench on the other side. Okay.
Nice.
So that's going to drop out that bracket. Now, dang.
That was bad wraps.
All right.
Pretty sure I'm flashing some whale tail at the camera.
All right.
Yeah.
Now.
That under thing. Ooh, hey, whoa, hey,
Hey,
come on, baby.
there we go.
There it is.
Gosh, that's some weight. I'd say weight. This is 4 times what that door is. That's crazy heavy.
Quality.
Yeah, well.
I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It's pretty dark up there. This one
Yes.
floor. Nice.
Sweet. So there's the bracket. That's a good accordion hinge too. So now we can take out all these, and even this, really.
Take it all off.
Hey. All right, so now we take
That
out.
widened it a little bit more too.
Yeah, and now we can put all these back in on the
Exterior.
because yeah, now we can put all these back in.
Because it's going down further.
Mm-hmm.
But oh well.
Ain't my problem.
Well, it's still your vehicle, so it is kind of your problem.
It is your problem.
A few moments later.
Okay, so to put a camper door into a bus, of course you've seen us take out all the track system and the accordion hinge. By the way, that door had to be like 150, 200 pounds. It's crazy how heavy it was. So now we'll be able to win more races in this RV. So that's a bonus. So we took some 2-inch wide, 1/8 inch thick flat stock. You can get this at any local metal shop. Sometimes Lowe's and stuff has it, but I would say don't buy it there because it's going to be 3 times the price. This, I think, for a 20-foot stick was like 14 bucks. So I had it cut up in the sections. So we have to make a threshold. You could do this out of wood, but we want it to last forever, so we're going to do it out of steel. And we just need to, we've got this one cut at 74.5. This one's 74.25 because this does go uphill, this little slant piece. So what we have to do is set this in here and get it really flush with this, and then we'll tack it in a few spots where we can bend the angle. And then once we have this one tacked, we'll tack this one, then we can run this board across it and make sure our angle on both pieces is good, and then tack it some more. The only hard part is going to be this threshold up here because the door is arched, but you'll see how we'll do that. We'll make a paper template, cut it oversized, cut it on 1/8 inch sheet metal, and then we'll bolt it to the door. We'll set it up and we'll trace it from the inside with the door setting as much as it can in the threshold, and that'll give us what we need to cut off to slide that in. Once we slide it in, we can screw the door in, and then we can tack that threshold up top in. So we'll start by tacking this. Okay. Now we can set this 2x4 flush with the end of this, and then look at how off we are from being square against this body. And we are out a little bit, so we got to tweak this piece in. This piece looks good. so we can tweak with a hammer. We can just, at every tack, hit it in, keep checking it all up and down it until we got equal. And you gotta think, we're gonna also put a thick bead of silicone all the way around this door, and it'll smush it in, making a complete seal. Then once the door is installed, we can go in and silicone the back just to make extra precaution that we don't leak any wind from it, because this was the biggest insulation loss of our whole camper, was the door. It was horrible. So we'll tweak this out, and then I'll show you how I go about making my template for the top of the door, because that, I'm assuming most people watching this is probably trying to do this themselves, and we're trying to show you guys how easy it is if you can weld. If you can't weld, then you're going to need someone that can weld. Call Miss Redbeard. See, that looks good. You can see no gap right there, and we're good and flush. Actually, we can go. That looks real good. And we just keep moving up and down like that. So we got a little gap right there. Ooh. Let your belly do the work. We don't have these for show. You know what I'm saying, ladies? Some of us do. And we haven't tacked. We got a few tacks to do on the top up here. But you can see this one's, can you see that? Tell this gap back here.
Mm-hmm. Look how it's at the top.
Yeah, this is going to be, we're going to have to draw that in. It's because this piece of sheet metal wraps around this one. And that's our only. When you put good heavy tacks on it, Miss Redbeard's been welding for years. And no, she really is a good welder though. Talk smack, ladies. You might be able to make a creme brulee, but she can weld up a metal sachet. Looks pretty good. What's going to suck? It's going to be welding this out, and we can't just hammer a weld all the way down that puppy. Have to weld like a 2-inch section, move over this side, weld a 2-inch section, move over this side, and move back and forth in different angle or different areas, like weld up here, down there, switch it down there, to up here. Keep doing that. We don't have to fully weld this, but you don't know me. I'm going to fully weld it because we don't have to. You could Bondo this, seam seal it. You could do something like that, and we may. And honestly, you probably could do that. Just do a couple welds and do what's called seam sealer, which glues parts together on cars. Fun fact, half your cars are glued together. That's safe. There it is, sitting in the threshold. Looks like the top. We just got to make it straight off of this. So we'll measure. You know what I'll do is put probably a self-tapper screw in, and then like down there, we can lean it and get it correct, you know, like this. Put another one up here, and we can go ahead and drill all of our holes out so we can have this ready to bolt in. And you can see how we got to make this threshold. This lip comes down all the way to almost right here inside there, and we don't have to go that deep, but what we'll do is come down like to this top edge, and I'll make a paper template, trace out a paper template, and then we'll basically let it merge right there. You know what I'm saying? After a lot of trimming, we finally have the piece to fit. Now this was not easy. It's not easy being greasy. So it fits pretty decent. It sucked to make this. So basically we took a large piece of poster board and we laid it on the front and we pushed against it to find this curvature right here, and we traced that out and then just measured the width and copied that to a template on a piece of poster board. And then it was a lot of trimming. more than I wanted to do. It's in there. It's kind of tight. Needs a little bit here and there. It's got a gap here and there. But we end up having to use a thicker piece of steel on this than we did. This is 1/8 inch, this is 3/16, because that's all I had, and I'm not buying anything else for it, basically. She works out. So now we can tack this into place. I'm gonna do a hair bit more trimming in certain areas, because it's a wee bit tight for my liking. And then we can set it in there, screw it into place, drill these holes up through here to hold it in place. And then once it's screwed in place, we can come in here and tack it everywhere we can. So once we pull it out to fully weld it, nothing will tweak. So that's the next journey. And just like that, she's finished. So we showed you guys the main meat and taters of this build, and we just went ahead and fully welded it and siliconed it in. The door just set right in place. We used a 1/4 inch drill bit, drilled all the holes around it, and put lock nuts in stainless hardware. You definitely want to use stainless because this is going to be out in the weather, so they will rust over time. Turned out really good. Did a massive bead of weld up this entire crack on each side, and it would not weld for anything to this gutter. If you notice, this door has a gutter on it, so rain will never be able to just drip right down here. It actually works extremely well. When this door was out, one day the door was out, it came a really hard rain and absolutely no water got on the steps down there. So that gutter works really efficiently. So what we did was put a real thick bead of silicone inside and out up here, because I was only able to get a handful of tack welds right where it sets against this gutter. We used some cheap black spray paint and just went around the door, because the next adventure in this bus will be getting all this blue paint that's chipping off of the bus, and we're going to paint it like a light gray out of an actual spray gun. So we'll go ahead and open up the camper door and show you guys how well it works. It's extremely nice. So there's, and I did not know this door has the assist on it that holds it open so the wind won't blow it shut. But there's a door, like I said, 450 bucks on eBay, well worth it. It does have some dings on it, which we care none about. And then you got a handle here, you push down, open that up, it'll snap right against that, and there's our door. Super nice, very easy to install. I mean, you're going to have to do some metal work. There's no way around it. You can do it, like I said, with some wood. I just didn't, because again, we want this to last forever. We don't want to have to come back in a few years and do anything to this. But looks great, shuts extremely nice. And I went ahead and spray painted these steps, and we're going to do some real nice wood on these steps, some landings that's, you know, real nice to spruce it up. And yeah, so the bus is getting more complete. And next we're going to have to work on this cockpit area. It's pretty rough. The dash is out of it and everything. We got some rust spots in the floor over there where the cab lights has been leaking, so we're going to replace those in the next video. Do some rubber floors after we repair the rust, get the seat reupholstered. But yeah, she's coming along very nice. And also this door shuts extremely nice, so you can tell we really got it. I mean, this is one finger and she's fully latched. So super nice, and what an upgrade. No wind leakage. You can open it, you can lock it. It's so nice when we're going to be at meetups and stuff. All right guys, that's it for this video. Make sure to check out those links for the blaster products down below, and also I will link that bus door. And as I was saying at the first of the video, sometimes links can get broken over time because the seller stops selling the doors or something like that. So if you're watching this a few years in the future, make sure to let me know if the links is not working, because it's impossible to go back and check all those links for all the videos we've done. So if you're shopping for a door like this, I highly recommend, if you have a bus, if you're doing a camper or some type of setup like this, that you do this upgrade. I would say the only challenging part is, of course, you're going to have to do some welding. There's really no way around it, because I couldn't bolt angle iron just to the sides of the threshold. Because the angles wouldn't have been right. So that wasn't an option for me. That's why we chose to weld some 2-inch wide, 1/8 inch thick flat stock as the threshold around that door. I would say the most challenging thing other than welding is cutting out that that arch on top of the door. But you guys can do it. I've been doing this for only like 4 or 5 years. I never touched a welder before this, so I definitely think you guys can do it. If you know someone that can weld, they should be able to knock this out in a day's less than a day. Honestly, me and Miss Redbeard got this thing done pretty well. So hope you guys are liking the content on the short bus. We've always wanted to do this, so I didn't want to go buy an RV and spend all the money on an RV, because I think the way they set the layouts in RVs are really cramped. So that's the reason we went with a short bus. We can set it up just like we like it and have it, you know, super comfortable for our family and set up the way we like it. So make sure to stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff coming. We're going to be putting an AC system in it, and we got some real good products to review for the camping life, whether you have a camper or you're building a short bus. So make sure to stay tuned to the channel. Make sure to check out those links for the Blaster products down below. I'm telling you guys, Blaster, we keep a can of Multimax, a can of Blaster brake cleaner, and starting fluid in our bus just in case at all times. So it's really handy if you're not working in the garage. This stuff still comes in use all the time. Blaster is an amazing company to work with, and we stand behind their products. So make sure to support your boy and support Blaster by clicking the links down below. We thank you guys so much for watching. We love you, and God bless.